I'm here to talk to you guys about how we're going to create a new work paradigm together. Yeah, before I go into this really big topic, I'd like to share a little bit about my journey. See, the odds of someone like me standing in front of you guys and talking about creating a new work paradigm are very slim. Both my parents are from Algeria. They're both illiterates. They're both from a very rural part of the country. Luckily, before I was born, they decided to leave everything behind and move to France. Through my childhood, thanks to a few angels in my path, I did really well in school. I got scholarships, and I got to study in amazing universities. So I graduated from USD in 2001. For the next 10 years after that, I traveled the world. I started several businesses and closed some as well. I learned another language. I really spent all my time trying to build more and more, so one day I could give back, just like people had given to me and my family when I was growing up. And then something happened. I met someone, and sorry, I was holding it the wrong way. This is Bailey. This is who I met. So Bailey and I became, I guess, met because one of my friends had a school project, and she needed me to take pictures of Bailey in different locations. So I decided to take that seriously, and over the next few years, we had a lot of fun. A lot of fun. So. So at one of those adventures, I think it was on the beach in Rio or somewhere like that, we came up with this amazing idea. We're like, what if we start a foundation? And let's make the foundation about connecting young professionals with the best cultural events in San Diego, create a network, and with that network, we can help different charities that all have to do with children. That's what we did. So in December 2012, we launched the Bailey Foundation. And for the next few years, we effectively connected hundreds of young professionals, hosted dozens of cultural events, and started helping different charities, one of which is Corazon de Vida. Corazon de Vida is a US-based organization that supports 10 orphanages in Baja California. They've been around 24 years, and they do an incredible job. So the more I got involved, the more I realized there was a huge need. All the orphanages are privately funded, and funding is always an issue. So in 2014, early 2014, I started the San Diego chapter of Corazon de Vida, and ran that for a few years. And in the last 4 years, if I fast forward nowadays, like to today, we effectively raised over $600,000, brought in hundreds of volunteers to meet the kids, and worked on countless projects for the orphanages. So we did a coding class, we started a farm, we connected with organizations to put solar on some of the orphanages. And in the next couple of months, we'll be opening our first art center, where the kids will have access to art therapy and do art projects. In all this time, I was still trying to build my businesses and worry about that bottom line. And it felt like I was fighting two battles. It's not until I met some people through this network that were in the path of creating social impact businesses that I realized that there was an opportunity for me to connect the dots. So I decided to start learning about social entrepreneurship. And social entrepreneurship is this new way of looking at business. It's an opportunity for us to make a social impact while still looking at being a profitable business. It's a new way of looking at business, at capitalism as a whole. And what's really interesting is that it's millennials that are really driving that. And just like what we're seeing right now in the news, gun reform is going to happen because of millennials. We're the first generation that basically knows and understands that our tweets, our likes, our dollar has a value and an impact. And we're using that. We're using that by utilizing social networks, by connecting, and most importantly, by being informed. And at a business level, what's really interesting is that if you ask 9 out of 10 millennials will switch brands if the brand has a social impact. Forbes magazine did a survey recently, and more than 80% of consumers say that they want to see companies have an impact, have a cause. Those are really high numbers. Any business owner should listen to those numbers. So this last year, I made a huge decision. I think the biggest decision in my life, and hopefully the smartest one. I decided to move all my businesses to transform them all into social impact companies. So, as an example, my catering company, The Catering Artist, we have two initiatives that we're going to have in our core mission. One is to do a soul food kitchen for the homeless, and then another one is to support a nutrition program for the orphanages. Through Allied Green, my real estate company, we're going to educate agents and clients about solar and energy efficiency, as well as support microfinancing around the world. Through Casa Tribal, my mezcal company, we're supporting the opening of art centers, with the first one happening in a couple months. With Style & Apply, my wall decal company, we connected with Habitats for Humanity to provide free wall decals for the families that receive the homes. So my goal is to truly show that if I can be successful at creating a social impact business through different industries, anyone in any business can find their angle. I want to show that there is a better way of doing business. There is a way to create a virtuous cycle. The goal is to answer the why question for the consumers, for the suppliers, for the employees, but most importantly, for the person that owns the business. It's the question that makes us get up every morning and work as hard as we could. I just want to leave you guys with this quote that I'm sure you heard before. It's coming from Bailey. We're the ones we've been waiting for. And the reason why that quote is important is we don't have to wait for the next generation to do this. We have the opportunity to do it now, and millennials are showing that. So it's all up to us, and I invite you to join the goal of making a new world paradigm together. Thank you.